Good afternoon. You may have already heard thunder today. If not, just wait. This is the system floating over top of us today to likely turn to snow. And while that's not until later tonight, we have declared today a weather warn day. So let's get right to Ben in the backyard. You've been tracking this system all morning. So what are we expecting?
Well, we're kind of in that lull right now where there's not a ton happening. It's breezy. We've got patchy areas of drizzle, but that will be changing by mid to late afternoon when some showers and some heavy thunderstorms start to move in from the south. And you can kind of see the first wave move through earlier this morning. It's just kind of a quiet stretch right now. That inevitably will turn to snow overnight tonight. We have a winter storm warning for the areas in pink. That's from 7 p.m. tonight till 7 a.m. tomorrow, and a blizzard warning for the Minnesota River Valley in western and southwestern Minnesota, where blowing and drifting snow is going to be a big concern. Now, this is microcast. It's going to take us into this evening, and notice once we get closer to the rush hour time frame and in the hours beyond, rain starts to move in, and the brighter colors there indicate the potential for thunderstorms. Now, after 8-9 o'clock tonight, so after sundown, this is when we expect things to transition to snow, and it will be heavy at times. Depending on how long this snow sticks around, that's how much snowfall we're going to get. But it looks like by daybreak, or I should say before daybreak on Saturday, the snow is expected to exit. So by the time we wake up on April 1st, we're going to be dealing with this amount of snow, potentially a half a foot or better for the dark blue areas in east central Minnesota and into western Wisconsin. Lesser amounts further north and further west. You can see in Minnesota River Valley 2 to 5 inches of snow expected, but still enough to cause some hazards. So that's why we have today a weather warn day, a quieter day on Saturday. And look at that, by Sunday, we're back up near 50 degrees, so plenty of melting taking place. All of this before another weather system gives us more rain and snow chances next Tuesday and Wednesday. Lauren?
At least it'll melt.
Eventually, right?
All right, Ben, thank you. Well, developing this midday, Anoka County deputies arrested the driver who led them on this chase this morning. MnDOT video captured the moment when deputies laid down spike strips. You can see the driver going the wrong way on 35W near County Road 96. The driver blew over those strips without stopping before crashing off of an on-ramp. The driver tried to run but was arrested minutes later. Now, we just got off the phone with the sheriff's office. They tell us that suspect was not hurt. There's no word on what led to the crash. At this hour, flames are still shooting up from that big train derailment in Raymond, Minnesota. We've been following this breaking news since yesterday morning. Many Minnesota lawmakers are on their way right now to see the wreckage. 22 cars of this BNSF train carrying corn syrup and ethanol derailed around 1 yesterday morning. Now, people living in that small town had to evacuate for hours, but they are back home now. There are no injuries reported. Officials tell us they've been keeping an eye on the water and the air quality around the site. The railroad, meanwhile, is apologizing.
We are working with NTSB to be able to get their go-ahead to be able to move into the site and begin to clean up and remediate and to put out the fires. So with that, again, I want to apologize to all of you for the disruption.
Now, as she said, BNSF is waiting orders from the National Transportation Safety Board, which is investigating the cause of the derailment. They're expected to arrive sometime today. Right now, the Minneapolis City Council is gathering to vote on a plan that could change policing as we know it, including how officers approach some illegal activities. This is the result of nearly a year of negotiations between MPD and the State Department of Human Rights. How crimes are investigated, use of force against people, and holding officers accountable for their actions. That's all part of the agreement the City Council will vote on. If approved, this would be one of the biggest impacts stemming from calls for reform following the murder of George Floyd. A verdict could come down today in Tony Lazzaro's sex trafficking trial. Closing arguments just wrapped and the jury's about to deliberate. The former GOP strategist is accused of recruiting and paying 5 teenage girls for sex. During closing arguments, Lazzaro's own attorney admitted that he disapproves of his client's lifestyle, but he reminded the court that the only reason they're there is to determine if he is guilty of sex trafficking. Our Lou Raguse is in court right now while the jury deliberates. We'll hear from him during our newscast tonight. And in the meantime, he has been tweeting up-to-the-minute details about what's happening. So if you want to take a look at his reporting, follow him at Lou Raguse. We want to thank you for being with us this noon hour. We'll see you back here in 30 minutes.